his screen, but he's got his Man City shirt on, so he's hiding that. Oh, he's showing it now. He's repping it, even though they lost yesterday to the Arsenal. But let's obviously hope for his sake that he has a win come Saturday. How's training camp been for you so far?
Been so good. Probably the best I've ever felt since putting a pair of gloves.
Mm. So how long is normally your training camp for this fight? How long has it been so far?
But since my last fight, I've I wouldn't I'll say that I've been practicing like the boxing fundamentals, been training non-stop. I'll say 5 times a week since the fight. But I'll say probably when I found out that look we're getting like close now. I'll say probably around mid-July I probably started like dieting, going for runs
Mm.
and like putting my head down.
Mm. Of course, I mean, it sounds like you've been training hard. We're in the final week now with the fight on Saturday. What's your kind of training week looking like this week in the run up to the fight? Because I can imagine you're not going to be doing that many hard rounds in the ring.
To be fair, like I'm still gonna be doing what I normally do in normal training camp.
Mm.
People easy to like obviously less risk of injury, etc. Focus on like 5 week media stuff, sort tickets, etc. All that kind of things. For me, I'm just doing what I normally do in the gym. Normally, I'll probably do two minimum three sessions a day, but I'm just doing like 2 sessions. Like in the morning today is a Monday. I went for a run, like a light three mile run. Done that,
Mm.
and 8 o'clock I've got a session now. So it's not much, but I'm still going to be doing probably go a bit light on in the sessions, but it's still the same thing. Still doing the same thing.
Of course, I think consistency is what is key for a lot of these fighters, and obviously in the ring, your coach is Coach Grant, who we've seen a lot on social media. I spoke to him briefly at the media shoot last weekend. How important has he been for you as well in the run up to this fight?
Obviously he's a pro boxer, so he knows the ins and out. He knows this game very good. So having him in my corner, it does could give me a lot of confidence because I know that look, I've got someone who's basically performed in front of like a huge crowd on a good platform as well.
Mm.
Like, is no joke. So yeah, having him in my corner is I'm walking into this fight comfortable.
Of course. And obviously, speaking of the fight, last weekend was the photo shoot. We saw the video of you and Dan having your face off. What was it like looking at him face to face? On Was that the first time you've seen him as well?
First time I've ever seen him. Yeah, obviously I've seen the poster and I thought look the height's probably gonna be like the same, but look at him like I know got the advantage in the height, etc. So yeah, even more confident.
And have you heard a lot about him and his record and his boxing prowess?
I don't know his record, but obviously I've seen a few. I've seen him against Jay Marley. Like I've seen his last fight 2 months ago on the white collar. He knows what he's doing.
Hmm.
But obviously,
Shaping up to be a good fight as well. But I want to kind of go back to the start as well. I mean, I mentioned how this is obviously your second fight. The first fight
yes,
didn't turn out like you wanted. Let's talk a little bit about the fight. How did you kind of feel at that fight? Do you think you won that fight? Or do you think it was just a close fight and it could have gone either way?
I feel like it could have gone either way, but it's one of the. I'm not surprised because the build up to the fight. Obviously, I had a few opponents that I was meant to fight, but they didn't want it. Emilyn, his name is. He wanted to come in. He's had one fight before, so I wouldn't say he still got experience of me, but that one fight. But I'll say experience common and what's it called? I didn't train as much. I did not take it serious. I was just
Hmm.
based on my fundamentals because I've been boxing like I started boxing when I was 14, but I've not been consistent with it because obviously you got education, this stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
so so when I wanted to come on the CSL, I've been training for like I'll say 2 3 weeks. I applied, got the fight, and then I weren't really training. I'll say probably 2 times a week I was training. I
Hmm.
weren't going no dieting. That's all I was doing. But now this time I'm taking it more seriously because I know that even that loss it did affect me mentally. But was it called?
Hmm.
Now that I know that I've got a better team around me and I'm focusing more and that dedication of putting now, I know what I can do.
No, of course. And obviously, October 14th, I was about to do the maths in my head then. I was like, I am an accountant. I should be knowing how to do this. But we're basically 6 days, right? 14th, 5 days, 5 days. I can't even do the maths. We're 5 days out. Dan obviously is your priority. Obviously, want to win that fight. But are there kind of future plans for the rest of the year? Do you want to go out again? Or is it something like, I want to fight now and then look forward to 2024 and look to fight more during that year?
So obviously Eminem's still on my mind. Like obviously no one wants to take a defeat. No one wants
Mm,
that. everyone wants that 0 on their record, don't they? They don't want to be defeated by anyone. But I know what I done in that fight, and I know what I'm capable of. And inshallah, if things were planned this weekend, um, uh, I want that rematch, and hopefully for a title. I don't know. Obviously, Ali's in charge of that, but I know because in that fight, I don't know if you've seen, but there's been short glimpses. Like when I did let my hand go, I was catching him clean. He
Hmm.
was what won him the fight was the work rate. That's all. That's all I'm giving him. He was the more the aggressor, but his shots were nothing. I felt nothing, and nothing bothered me there whatsoever. But my shots, you could tell were hurting him.
Hmm. So, I mean, we're hearing it. This is a bit of an exclusive as well, but it sounds like you definitely want Emily next. Should you beat Dan? Also, you don't want to overlook Dan because the thing
Oh,
is, that's the last thing you want, really. Sometimes, fighters overlook what's in front of them and then they kind of get distracted. But obviously, that's the plan for you then to kind of have that rematch with Emily. Is that this year? Do you want to have that rematch? Should you beat Dan, or is it kind of looking towards next year?
whenever, like obviously, I know after this fight, win, lose, draw, whatever, I know that I'm gonna be training regardless because
Mm.
it's what I do now is just train. So whenever I'm ready.
Mm. I guess, October 14th isn't long. We've kind of heard what you want. Obviously, you've got training as well today. I don't want to keep you too long, but have you got any final messages for Dan before the fight on Saturday?
Like I don't want to do much talking because obviously if people know me, I'm like a quiet person. I'll just let everything
Mm.
do it in the ring. But I want the best version of him, really, and good luck to him.
Good luck.
Because
No, I think that's always nice when fighters such as yourself are, quite humble and just keep it on quite respectful, and you know what you've got the job at hand. So yeah, obviously that's quite nice. And any final messages for your fans and supporters watching, listening, that sort of thing?
nothing, just tune in. If you can't make it, fight TV, and yeah, just
That's exactly it. Listen, I'm going to be there. Aman's going to be there. It's a big fight. Aman versus Dan on Combat Sports League number 7 on Saturday, the 14th of October. You don't want to miss it because it's going to be an absolute barn fest. But until next time, guys, peace.